Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Nistu ni Daniko, Makoyo Sequoia. I was just out walking. You know these old lady scarves, these kukum, these grandma scarves. I got this one. It says honor our sisters. So welcome to Native Wellness Wednesday. We're coming to you today from Amskapi Pikani. A lot of our team are in Portland right now. Some of our team are at Coeur d'Alene. Some of our team we're just out and about. I think Casey Nicholson's down in Billings. That's how Upsalaga they say Billings. Because there's buildings. Hey, Billings, anyway. So welcome to Native Wellness Institute Wellness Wednesday. Oh, I just wanted to come and spend some time with you because, wow, it's February already, and a couple Indians, they shot a groundhog and were holding it up and they saw its shadow. So now we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. But some of us, we just sent some winter over east to see if they were tough enough to take winter. Anyway, we're seeing how they're handling it. Give them a prayer. Because, you turn out, with more fortitude when you can handle 60 below, like Dillingham, Alaska. Even Mike Duncan and Robin, I heard Anthony Steele and Rose Steele went up there. We'll have to hear if they had wool bloomers and wool shorts, eh? Because when you come up here, you got to wear wool. Anyway, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We're Native Wellness Institute. We've been coming to you, God, for 5 years. We used to be on 7 days a week, 5 days a week. Now we do Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. The whole purpose of Wellness Wednesday is to bring positive, productive, and proactive thoughts into your head so that you can live well, so that you can live better, and as long as it's the teachings of the ancestors. So, Nistu Nidaniko Mokoyo Sakoi. And I was just on this walk. I was, I have to be careful because there's ice, and some of the waters, the ice is pulling away from the shore, and there's this one rock down here, and it's kind of shaped like a heart, but on the Natu Sokotuk's like a holy rock. It looks like dinosaur skin. And it came down, and when it unfreezes, and so I went and just put some tobacco on it, and pastascan, I just like to put tobacco on the water, and I went and touched it, and I swear it has energy. This rock has energy. Rocks have energy. Mountains are rocks. Some people got a thick head. They say some of our people got thick heads. A rock for a head. Yeah, someone knows. Anyway, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. And I just got off a beautiful Zoom with all kinds of diversity of Native people and allies. Allies are non-natives that work with our people, or we have children with them. We embrace them. They're our allies. It's our world today. So we were doing a healthy relationship topic. We're doing adults working with youth, and so I've been on Zoom all day, so I feel inspired by that goodness. So I went for a walk, and so our topic today, as I was walking, I was saying, hi, Ostapatapi. Help me. No gaikimokit, no gaspomokit. Pity me. Help me. Help me to share some words that help people heal and help them uplift. So that's what my prayer was. And bam, I almost slipped on the ice, but I they call that ganimuk when you biff it. But I stayed up, so that means I'm in pretty good shape. But what it was coming to me, and it just over and over, is that we have to practice self-love. and self-love, because we have to show up better, a better person in order to engage in healthy relationships. And so this self-love, I love Gene Tagabon. I love all of our team, but I remember during the pandemic, Gene and I used to always get on Zoom and be with people and would challenge them to, for 21 days straight, to take a mirror, or when you go to the mirror, as soon as you wake up in the morning, and look in the mirror, no matter what you look like, and say, Kitsikako mem, I cherish you, I love you. Say, I love you in English, or say it in your language. Say it to yourself. Look yourself in the eyes. Yee. Anyway, so think about that. Changing our behavior. We can't go down the rabbit hole of atrocities like Minneapolis and around, Gaza, 600 block here on this reservation, Lethbridge Shelter. When when our people are in that twirl of not abrupt energy, we can't stay there long. So we got to show up a better person, our authentic self, and self-love. So I was really listening to when we were on the Zoom, there was a young man speaking, and he was saying that he was having he was going because he was in a relationship. And sometimes, they say significant other, sometimes they say partner. Heterosexuals say my wife, my husband. That's kind of like ownership. My husband, this is my wife, my husband. Try to just say my life partner, because when we say this is mine, in relationships, my daughter, my son, sometimes, it's our daughter, our son. So just think about, but when it's my life, when it is your life, we really have to take ownership of our life. We really have to take ownership of our choices. We really have to see, who walks into the room with us. What multiple ancestors, what ancestors walk into the room? And when we walk into the room, even when people, they say when they walk on, when they leave this physical body and they go across the Mokoyo Sokoi, that Milky Way, and that's my second Blackfoot name, but that Milky Way, Wolf Trail, if you've ever left this body, either in your dreams or you left this body and you went to the other side for a few minutes and you went there for several minutes and come back. Where our families were having a celebration of life in Browning, Montana for Terry Running Crane. So say prayers for our family right now. I'm going to go in and check with mom because, when you're 87, 88 years old, we have 4-day wakes, but it's not good to have an elder, to torture an elder for 4 days sitting there and stuff like that. So I'm going to go check. I'll probably, because my nieces have just drove 24 hours straight to the celebration of life. And so I'm going to go sit with them till I get tired tonight. But I'm really, our love is so strong. That self-love. And that love is so strong, it gives you extra energy. Did you feel the love of that snow moon, that eagle moon, that full moon? Even last night, the moon was not full, but it was just vibrant. The energy was just love. The moon was just loving on us. And this morning, the Ipisuwatsas, that morning star, when you get up and you see it. And lately it's been it looks almost like a triangle because it's so close to the earth. The Gakadoksi go on, the star people. They love us. The star people love us. We come from the stars and we go back to the stars. Never be afraid to go back to the stars. But while you're here, love yourself. Fall in love with yourself and make a good life. Make a good life for yourself while you're here. Those Gakadoksikons, I'm privileged when I'm home. I get to go out and I see the entire Milky Way and I can see the galaxies. And I always go out and I just Gakadoksi go on and I smudge with the stars. My left side to Sukum. Smudge my right side to Sukum. I take the energy of the stars and I smudge again on the left side to Sukum. And I smudge. And that's part of self-love. I've been going by Katoyis. They call it sweetgrass. It's actually sweet pine. But whenever I'm driving that way, I smudge with Katoyis, sweetgrass. and the self-love with your children. You can smudge with your children when you're taking them to school. Hug them and smudge with your children. Let them, as a parent, let them take you and put you in their heart. You can smudge like that. Smudge with people. Smudge with a good meal. Smudge when you go out hunting and you kill with one shot and you butcher, take the guts out and you quarter it. Smudge with it. Put that tobacco down. That self-love. When you love yourself, you love everything else. You start to have a healthy relationship with everything else. You notice the magpie. You notice the woodpecker, the flicka. You notice Pita, the eagle. You'd see if it's a golden eagle, if it's a bald eagle, if it's an osprey. And you even notice, I call them snowbirds. My snowbirds, they come around and there's always a lot of them. And so I always put a little treat out there because they eat, but I always get them different stuff. And sometimes I put oatmeal out there and they just love oatmeal. With the bird feed, your extra. Never throw your scraps away. Put it out for the animals. Just don't be putting a ribeye out there for that boxy, that grizzly bear. I don't know. Do grizzly bears like ribeyes? Because we sure love ribeyes. Anyway, I still say, for about 20 years here, I've had third generation foxes. Sindipa. My fox has just been around it's like he was posing by the moon last night. I took a photo of him and last night was one of those rare times. And now that nobody's around, he kind of announces when he's outside. And I heard the sound and I thought that fox can make a sound, but he was calling me like, Buksapud, get over here. My pet fox was calling me. And I go, are you calling me? I said, ooh, you know what? I got some marrow bones. So I had saved some. I get these marrow bones and, they cut them like bologna. And so I put out some marrow, and he was calling me because he was saying, what you got? Eh? What you got? So I always say, okay, I'm giving this to you, Sinapa. Can you please listen to my pitiful prayers? And so I say prayers, the people we've lost, that they cross over in a good way. I say prayers for, the birthdays. I say prayers for the weddings. I say prayers for all of, the ceremonies, because we're right in between, until some of the bundle holders here, Thunder, we're right in between. Their societies, they're having, holy smokes, and they're having ceremonies all the time. But right now, that's self-love. So self-love is to be in ceremony, not just 1 week out of the year. It's every day to be in ceremony. From the moment, even one of the ceremonies of self-love before you go to sleep is thank everything that was thankful for that day. Thanking the food, thanking who you met, thanking the conversations. And even if someone irked you or triggered you, be thankful for your triggers, because it's an opportunity to heal. Even if you saw all your exes, you saw them from a distance and you pretend like you don't see them. That's a gift for you to behave better. Have forgiveness. It's a gift to have forgiveness. So this ceremony from the beginning of the day, one of our coworkers was saying he does his Tai Chi on the bed. He does all his stretches before he gets out of bed. Stretches every part of the body. Ooh, just stretches legs, stretches every part, and then kind of wakes up the body before it gets out of bed. That's self-love. Do some stretches. Stretch, try to touch your toes. Indians, don't bend your knees and touch your goddamn toes, eh? And they're like, ooh, and then they fart. No, I'm just teasing. But, that self-love, and talk to your body. Part of self-love, my mom always, she massages her feet, and she puts her fingers between her toes, and she thanks each one of, thank you, toe, for walking me around. She thanks each toe. Massages around the toe, and then massages the bottom of the feet. Thank you, feet, for taking me places. Thank you, feet, for letting me dance all those years. Thank you, feet, for, kicking the ball that far. Thank you, feet, for taking me out on adventures. Thank you. And then the self-love. Go to your ankles. Thank you, ankle, for being agile. Thank you, ankle, for holding this body up. Because it's amazing. Some of our bodies, they be pretty large, and those ankles still hold them up. Thank your ankles. And then, thank your calves. Thank your shin. Oh man, just thank your, that muscle for holding you up and letting you swim in the water, and letting you, and then, that self-love, thank your knees. Thank your knees for taking you, walking you, bending, all of those kinds of, for squatting. Thank your knees, get to your thighs. Ooh, just say, ooh, thank you, thigh muscles. Whoa, you've been so good for me. You've been taking me around. You've been helping me do my chores. You've been helping, and you guys get it. That's self-love. Get to your hips, I always, sometimes lately I've been saying, thank you, kidneys. And I kind of just go back here. Thank you, kidney. Thank you, kidney, for, man, all those years of processing, when I used to drink. I'm sure glad I don't drink whiskey anymore. Yeah, I was a whiskey drinker. That's how messed up my thinking was. I used to try to numb out. Numb out. But I thank my kidneys. Thank you for processing all of that I put in, and you take care of it, you filter it. And then I get to piss, eh? And when you look at your pee, self-love, pee until your pee is clear, till your urine, because then you're cleaning out the whole system. You're cleaning out the whole system by hydrating. which I just love when I go to Costco and you can get these Kirkland, a whole case of these. And it's not much money. Sheesh, in Canada, our money's worth a whole bunch, eh? Ah, man, that water. So thank your kidneys, that self-love. I was visiting with one of my crazy dog friends, Timothy, and we were talking about one of his good buddies has pancreas cancer, and how now there's research that you can prevent that by blocking. We were and I was just sharing. I said, when I worked at the public health hospital in San Francisco, I remember, and they were in recovery, they were detoxing, but there was a lot of pancreatitis. So thank your pancreas for taking care of, and I remember seeing people in pain, and later, that healing. When you see someone passing kidney stones, that's like having a baby passing a big old kidney stone. Thank your kidney, for taking care of that, and that self-love. And we're doing it internal. We're thanking, our digestive system. We're thanking our ovaries. We're thanking our fallopian tubes. We're thanking our scrotum. We're thanking our penis. We're thanking our vagina for taking care of us, for showing us good life. We're thanking our breasts if we breastfed. We're thanking, all of our lungs. Oh, thank your lungs. That's self-love. Thank your lungs for taking in that deep breath. And thank your shoulders. Thank the muscles, those of you who've had rotacuff issues, or those of you who threw out your arm. Thank it for healing. Thank it, and you can thank your fingers, and then as you're coming up, your esophagus. Thank you, esophagus. Thank you, renal glands. These glands right here. Thank you, ears, for hearing all of your senses. Thank you. I really love you, my ears, for everything I have heard in my lifetime. Thanking your nose, your olfactory. Thank you, nose, for smelling everything in my lifetime. Thank you, my tongue, the tip of my tongue to the flint, as the Mayans call it. From the back, for tasting all the beautiful tasting things I've tasted in my life. Thank all of our eyes for noticing things, our eyes for seeing things, our eyes for showing us the colors of the blue sky, the colors of the blue ocean, the colors, in the winter, sometimes the water looks turquoise or green. That's self-love. Thank your eyes. Thank all of your senses. And then, that always, sometimes, if you go get acupuncture, even, right here, tapping your third eye, your intuition that allows you to see. Take care of your intuition. And sometimes people will say, it was my gut feeling, or when I saw them, I just fell in love because my gut said, woohoo! And then you get a restraining order 6 months later. I'm just teasing. Test self-love is relying on your intuition and your mindset. Like, what are your thoughts? And this is okay. Maybe we'll kind of how do you self-love with your thoughts? And a good practice is just giving compliments to yourself first. by practicing by giving compliments to other people. Like, dang, you look good. Man, you're awesome. You are just dressed so well. Wow, you look really vibrant today. Wow, you look like you're glowing today. Wow, I really love your words. Wow, I really love the way you sing. Oh, when you sing, man, my heart just can feel the love. When you dance, when you traditional dance or you chicken dance, oh man, you just the best dancer. You just uplift my heart. That is self-love. Tell people what they do good. Tell people with your words. It's like sanctified kindness, sanctified compliments. It's lateral kindness when you say that to people. Learn to give compliments. And then it's like what Gene said, Gene Tagabon, and we encourage you, look in that mirror. Someone was telling me, is there something wrong with your nose? And I said, well, I kind of like it. Yeah, it's a little crater. I had cancer. Eh? And I did. They cut it out. So I'm grateful that I'm cancer free. So I look at that and it might be a scar to someone else, but it's my badass. I love my scars. I love my scars with my titanium knee. I love my scars when there was a little tumor taken out of when I was 28 years old and I got a bikini cut. I love my scars. I was just, it got popped when I used to drink. It got popped right here. I love that scar because it tell me I don't need to be having no scars where someone pops me. When you just pop someone. That's self-love. Yeah, so what? There's some wrinkles. Dang, wrinkles be got good character. Self-love is loving you how you are, your body image. You love your role. That's why you're enrolled. Love your role. Love how you are. Love your voluptuousness. I love voluptuous Indians. Hey, they feel better than just a rack of bones. Hey. Anyway, what looks good and what feels good could be two different things. That's what badass aunties. Anyway, the self-love. How do we, this mindset, even if you're left-handed or right-handed or ambidextrous-handed, because, a lot of Indians are left-handed because they're so creative. They can make things, they can bead things, they can, break a horse, they can feel, they can drive, they can shoot a gun, they can do all these things with their hands, they can sew ribbon skirts. Ooh, my niece just gave me a call because she said they're making these ribbon skirts, and she was asking if it was okay if she drew a diagram with a kami poisman. It's a stand-up headdress that, they wanted to put these on these ribbon skirts, and I was just, whoa. I said, you're just making me smile, and you're making me feel so good just to hear that you're asking for permission just to draw a stand-up, let alone make a stand-up headdress. And we had this beautiful conversation because she's just oh man, when she draws, it looks like a photograph of, and anyway, they're making some ribbon skirts at the Blackfeet Community College, and they're going to put stand-ups on these the graphic. They're going to sew them on. And I just, that's self-love. So in this mindset, self-love in your mindset, how you adorn yourself. Adorn yourself. And that might be gender related, but when I see Land O'Lakes, man, Land O'Lakes, whoo-hoo, can transform into beauty, into divaness. Land O'Lakes. I think, but what is your mindset? Go look in your closet. Do you adorn? Adornment is self-love. This necklace is self-love. This necklace, this is, This is a Niskum. I usually put it inside where you can't see it, but I just felt like it should be outside, especially when I was walking. I wanted the earth to see it. I wanted the sky. I wanted the water. There's a lot of birds around. I don't think the bears, I hope the bears aren't waking up, but this adornment, what you adorn in your earrings, what you adorn, how you adorn your hair, I was Shailene, I was telling her, when I come over the next time, could you put my hair in a res bun? I said, I just want to, so I know she's going to do it. I'll put my hair down. And I said, I just want to see what I look like in a res bun, because that adornment, there's such beauty in that, when they pull their hair up, and that's like a quick, some just quick, they can just put their long hair in this bun. And some buns, I saw this one Indian woman, this bun was this big. And I was just going, wow, could I take a portrait of you? You have the biggest res bun I've ever seen. The bun was about this big. Anyway, this adornment by which you wear. This was a gift that I got one Christmas by someone who was courting me, and we're no longer courting each other, but I love it. It's adornment. It's what we wear in our pants, do you just wear Carhartts? If you're gonna wear Carhartts, get some Bethany Yellowtail. Bethany has these badass Carhartt coats now. I mean, but even Carhartts can be adorned. Some of those Carhartt vests, some of those Carhartt jackets. And I'm just, I'm not advertising for Carhartt, but I guess I am. It's that adornment by what you wear. I got a couple of friends, and they always got to tell me the good deal that they got at the secondhand store. And and I'll just say, and so their adornment, they might be wearing this new jacket, and they said, yeah, I only got this for $10. Hey, just got it for $10. Or I got this, this nice blouse for $5. Hey, $5 at the secondhand store. I don't know what, it's Apikani, Apikani, scabby robe or Apikani. We never throw anything away. So we love, you just can make that self-love going to a secondhand store with a bunch of Indian women. If you want Indian women to love you, take them to the secondhand store and let them walk around till they're done walking around shopping. That is self-love in the secondhand store with some Indian women. Woohoo! So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We're always here every Wednesday to uplift, and our topic today is self-love, so that you show up with self-love and that you emanate out in all of your relationships, in your household, with your siblings. Self-love with your siblings. Call your siblings up. If you guys ain't talking, knock that shit off. Talk to your siblings, because your siblings you can never divorce. Those other people you can divorce, but not your siblings. You can't divorce your parents. Talk to your parents. Make peace. Even if they're your what do white people say? Oh, this is my stepsister. Don't be saying that. This is my stepbrother. That kind of stuff. They're your kinship. Self-love is being in good harmony with all of your kinship. Unless they're like Nathan Chasing Horse, that mofo. I'm glad he got convicted. Hey, I'm going to go there. Okay, so self-love with your kinship. So, write them a letter. I have a stack, and I'm going to get through it. People sent me a card during that holiday season, and I want to get some I want to send them a Valentine's card. Anyway, I had to make sure I had stamps, and I was dreaming about Avis Archambault. And one time I just wrote her a 3-page letter, and she had to call me, and she was crying. She said she hadn't gotten a letter for years. Write somebody a letter. Write somebody a card. And that's self-love. Express yourself. I hope Jan Glow is on here. You don't know how much you uplift my mother every time you write her a letter, because she writes letters, and so we'll go back to that self-love of giving compliments to others and giving compliments to yourself. Say things to yourself like, you did a good job. You did the best that you could. What you did is enough. Learn the word enough. Just exactly how you did it was enough. Everything that you've done so far is enough. Everything that you're gonna do is enough. It's perfect. It's not a competition. Living life and life experience is not a competition, except with your younger self. Get in competition with your younger self to be a better person today. And the next day, be a better person in that day. It's a competition with your younger self. It's not competition with other human beings. And so that's why we shouldn't judge other human beings. They're just in their process of their life. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to learn the lessons. Don't run in front of them trying to make it an easy path, because sometimes the pain, sometimes the death, sometimes the divorces, sometimes the domestic violence, sometimes being a single parent, that pain you feel helps you grow better self, better children. Better self, better children. And don't hide it from your children. Don't go in the other room and whisper. Explain it the best you can. And if you can't, say, well, at this moment, I can't explain it to you, but this is what happened. Just be rigorously honest. That's what rigorously honesty means. That's self-love with others. Just tell them what happened. Tell them the facts, and don't sugarcoat it, and don't, just say what happened. Jeez, I guess I said those prayers. I said the prayers. And so these are the words and the thoughts coming, and I really appreciate you guys. Wellness Wednesday, I really look forward to this because you have taught me that I could just be myself. You have taught me during this time that I could just be me. That I could just be myself and come to you and talk badass anti-talk, or talk, wounded Theta. My tears are coming easily because I'm going to spend time with my relatives. And we're going to put the body away. And we're going to have the memories. And we're going to have the love. The self-love. The celebration of life. So I'm in a vulnerable place. And it's okay. We're in a vulnerable place. I am. And that's that self-love. I'm not going to suck it up, or I'm not going to stop it. I'm just going to feel the feelings. The ability to feel feelings is a gift. Feel it. Let it, they say, feelings, ride it out. A good 90 seconds. Ride that feeling. Ride that feeling. It's love. Usually, they say even the grief is as big as the love. So be gentle. That self-love. Be gentle with yourself in grief from a person, place, or thing. That grief, because we loved it. We love it. And we need to mourn it. That's why we have memorials. That's why, I was, I don't like to get into the politics But right now, I have to say, I love democracy. I love the idea of consensus. And some of it's kind of effed up right now in some places. I love our country. I love Canada. I love our globe. If you aren't part of the solution, you're part of the problem, they used to say in the 60s. I'll say it again. If you aren't part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And so that's why self-love and self-care and being okay with yourself to self-regulate. Not to react, but to choose a good response. Respond in kindness. Respond. And it's even okay to say, I'm feeling so mad right now. I'm just going to take a moment. And can I come back later and we can keep talking? And then you don't have to punch anyone. Say, can we talk about? Give it self-love. Self-regulate. That self-regulation. What grounds you? I mean, you know, even what calms you? Light a smudge. One of my mentors said, you know, if you don't know what to do, light a smudge. And so lately, the older I get, I like to light smudges often. I got smudge in War Pony. I got smudge over here. I got smudge hanging above my bed. And then I like to learn new smudges, you know, like what people use for smudge. You know, that Inca priest stick. Ooh, I love how that smudge. That flat cedar from the West Coast. Ooh, that they call it high cedar at the Wind River Canyon. You go in there, those 4 old men, Weed Star. I remember, anyway, Marcus Red Thunder Sr., I love to go to that one spot. Man, that high cedar, and it's like a juniper. Man, when you grind that or you burn it, you don't have to do nothing else. You get grounded. You heal. So it's self-love to smudge yourself. Smudge this mindset. Smudge every part of your body that you hear, see, smell, taste good things in your life. That mindset. Say a prayer that the relationship that you're in becomes healthier. Say a prayer that you help each other grow. Say a prayer that you can be intimate with all your thoughts and tell your dreams and tell your wishes and tell your regrets so that you can let them go. Part of self-love is not to hold on to things because like if you hold on to resentments, it just poisons you while the other person goes off and has a good life. It just, you know, that self-love is, you know, for the day, for one day at a time. Let it go, compartmentalize, and just start being grateful for the things. Notice things around you. And I'm looking around because, there's just a lot of beauty around my property right now. And as usual, you know, I guess I have to, you know, in my own home, I always I love windows. I don't have any curtains. This is the Eni. I won in the Buffalo lottery, and this is a gift right here, a wolf. But look at the windows. I don't have paintings. I have a lot of paintings, but look at the windows. I'm just going to walk you outside because my self-love is every morning I get up here and I get to look at the water. And you can see it now. Wow, look at the color of the water. The ice is finally falling in right there because it's getting too warm. You know, that self-love, I've lived here 31 years, and no matter what it's like, unless it's way below zero, I just like to go out and walk. Right before I got on, I had to process some of my feelings because I'm heading into town to Old Eagle Shields. I'm meeting my nieces and seeing my mom, and we're going to have a celebration of life. I think there's a rosary. I'm not Catholic, and if you're Catholic, that's cool, but I'm not. I'm Natsitapi, I'm Blackfoot. So I can't be these other things, but I can respect them. I can respect the prayers. I can respect the love of the person that we're going to be putting into the ground and burying tomorrow. You know, but this self-love, and I just wanted to come outside with you because, you know, the colors, I was just thinking, you know, look at how Natusi, the sun, putting your face into the sun. That's self-love. Always let the sun just be on your face. You know, even you hear the prayers, Hayo Natusi, sun, creator. Let that self-love be there. I'm surrounded by cottonwood. They say, you know, when you looks like a star, when you know it's cottonwood, it looks like we could come back to that Gukadoksiko on those star people. That cottonwood, very important. The other trees are important, the sweet pine, but that cottonwood is so important. You might laugh at me when I was out walking. There's one lot over here, and they're thinking they're going to build something, so they cleared it. But there was a lone tree there, so I had to go over and hug it. I'm a tree hugger. Part of my self-love, I love hugging trees. So I was hugging that tree, and I said, "Tree, can you take some of this sadness just for the moment? Because I guess I got to make sense. I'm going to go on Wellness Wednesday. So I hope I'm making some sense. If I'm not, that's too bad. You can click off." Anyway, but that, you know, that cottonwood, I'm surrounded by cottonwood. And, you know, in between these cottonwoods is Savisberry or Saskatoon. My brother cleared. I have a lot of berries. And up the way, you know, there's a grizzly bear den. You know, they den up. You know, so I was just thinking, man, it's so clear out here. The air is so fresh. There's Divide Mountain. I used to hear stories of, you know, when you were fasting, they'd start them out fasting in Heart Butte Mountain. And if they didn't get what they needed, they'd take them over to Katoi's Sweetgrass and let them fast there. And then if they still didn't get what they needed, they'd take them to Divide Mountain, that holy mountain, and let them fast. And if they still didn't get what they needed, they'd take them up to Nenastical. Nenastical's right up that way. Not just a few miles. Nenastical. And I was looking at some beautiful photos of Terry Running Crane. And the last time there was about 20 of our family members, and we had a bunch of the young kids, and he had a truck and I had a truck, and we piled them all in the back of the truck, and we went up to Chief Mountain, to the base there where they have those sweats. I was looking at those photos because in my mindset, we were saying, you know, this mountain's always going to be here for you. If you ever need to come here and pray or just come here to Nenastical. Just come here. And there's a little Nuxkamapi. He's getting older, but I think he was 7 then. He took that lesson of self-love, and he knows he can always go to the Nenastical and pray. And it's okay to pray for yourself. It's okay to pray for better understanding. It's okay to pray to not be judgmental. For the grace of God, there go I. It's okay to pray and be thankful. Thankful for the things that you do have. A place to sleep. A place to eat. Thankful for the relationships that have taught you. You never made no mistakes. Every relationship is a gift to teach you something. That's self-love. Take the lesson and have a healthier relationship. Say thank you for, that you all those parts of the body. That's the self-love. Thank you, hair, for growing. Thank you, all parts of the... Right now, I can smell some sweet pine. Too bad we couldn't, too bad the iPhones haven't figured out how to... I wish you guys could smell the sweet pine. I don't want you to smell my farts, but I wish you could smell the sweet pine. Anyway, think, if you have your parents, or you don't have your parents, or your grandparents, I always think about Grandpa Cooper, Manly John, and I think about Sam Newbreast Sr., and then I think about Awatski, Grandma Cooper, Awatski. Thank them, Atstanikiwa, Agnes Ironpipe. Thank them for their genetics, their epigenetics. Because, their epigenetics, it's in their DNA. In those ovaries and those eggs. It's always there. All of your granddaughters, that DNA's in those eggs of the granddaughters. That's why we have to keep women sacred. Life givers. Our men too, but we have to keep women sacred. Thank them for being together. And you go up above, there's 8 others to thank that made them, and 16 others, and 32. And that's the thousands and the millennial of ancestors that lived, prayed, had joy so that you could live. Your ancestors prayed you into existence. And when they were praying to Natusi with an okan or a sun dance or a ceremony, they prayed you into existence. So thank them. So that's why your life is so valuable. Your life is so critically valuable right now. Just be who you are. And grow into a better person. Tomorrow, be a better person than you were today. Anyway, I want to take you outside here. I want to give a special invitation. We're going to be at Barbie's Village next February 10th, 11th, and 12th. If you want to register or come on over, we're doing a 3-day healing on healthy relationships. We're Native Wellness Institute. We're going to Oahu again. We have a beautiful hotel there on the beach. March 10th, 11th, and 12th. We're doing being trauma and healing informed and wellness in the workplace, so you can get your work to pay for it. Or just come. Do some art. Part of self-care is a retreat for yourself. Most NWI gatherings, either online, they're almost like a retreat. Think about everything's a retreat for your mind, body, and soul. So come with us to Hawaii. Come with us. The Healing Together has almost got their poster, all 5 organizations. White Bison, NAFA, American Indian Cancer Foundation, Native Wellness, Native Dads Network. We're all coming together because we're healing together. So today, the self-love, it's so important. Sleep good. Sleep hygiene. Sleep really good. Make sure, I bought some new Bigfoot cozy socks. So that's, anyway, I had my Bigfoot cozy socks on, walking around in the house. Just get cozy, make a good fire, make a good smudge, light some candles. Just indulge, take a hot bath, a bubble bath, take a long shower. Let your soft spot all the way down, let the water run down and clean you off. So I think I'm gonna get ready to saddle up and go into town, and my ask is if you could just send a prayer to our family right now, because next 2 days we're gonna do a celebration of life of Terry Running Crane, and we're just gonna love each other. Ooh, did you hear that? Might do it one more time. The ice is cracking and it made a big sound. The water's opening up. Anyhow, our topic today was self-love, self-care, anything that brings wellness into your life. This February 4th, 2026, we just give you, our best love. Say prayers for us. We're just growing in leaps and bounds and growing in different ways, and reconciliation with different parts of the land, different areas, different tribes. Native Wellness Institute, our team, and so we invite you, say prayers for us because we're restructuring and growing. Say a prayer for our board member, Wanda Batchelor, and her family. Say prayers for Jolene Joseph, Jean Tagabon and Ruby, Wade and Debbie and Lavina, Dwayne, Lori Newbreast, Dwight Francisco, Casey Nicholson, Marcus Red Thunder Sr., Shailene Joseph, Sadrian Shady Joseph. Say, just say people's name and the good prayer. When you get done praying for yourself, pray that they all have a long, healthy life. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pray that you have a long, healthy life. And I'll see you next Wednesday. So, kitakito matsuno.